Hello, everybody. Welcome to Live at 5. I'm Beth Stevens, and today is February 26th. It is Tuesday. I thought you should know.
Welcome back, Beth.
Thank you.
That's why she said out of order. It's good to
I don't know
have you
where I
back.
am. Thank you.
She's
I've
a
been
little
away.
rusty. She was in vacation
I'm
mode.
quite rusty.
I'm Paul Wontorek.
And we are here in the studio with Ms. Caitlin Moynihan.
Hello.
And one of Cher's guys is here.
One of the guys.
Matthew Hydzik.
Matthew Hydzik is here from the CHER Show.
He plays.
He plays Gregory Allman. We will get to that.
There's a lot of hairography.
There's a lot of hairography.
It's good. It's good.
Let's do a little toss. But first, our top 5.
This news has us going, hello, governor.
Hello. I was wondering if are you doing the drinking game? It's not a drinking game.
You know, I
still?
just want to apologize to all of our podcast listeners.
Hello, governor.
So One Man, Two Governors was a big Broadway smash in 2012, and it was a new play based on a play from the 1700s, a commedia dell'arte. Is that how you say it?
Dell'arte.
It's one of those.
Good.
And it was
By
so
Richard Bean.
funny, you guys, at the Music Box Theater because
Yes.
James Corden was in it, and
He won a Tony.
Oh my God, that was a funny performance.
Yes.
And he played what? He played Francis Henschel. An absent-minded guy who agrees to work for the local gangster, and it was just a very funny farce, like a classic farce. And
Yes.
now they announced they're making a movie out of it, which is really interesting. So I did a little research. Ollie Refson, or if you prefer Oliver Refson, is because that's his actual credit. It says Ollie in our story, but it's Oliver if you look at his actual
we're very
bio.
familiar.
We can call him Ollie. He's adapting the play for the screen. He's a young, recent Columbia grad. So
So Richard Bean wrote it, who wrote The Nap, which was here.
correct. Richard Bean
recently.
wrote the play, and then Carlo Goldoni wrote it in the 1700s. The
Right.
original, The Servant of Two Masters, that it's based on.
Right.
Nicholas Heitner did it, directed it originally, and so they will be acting as producers on the movie.
Oh, that's cool.
But this is really interesting. It's kind of like a young guy who's taking this, and it's going to be interesting to turn into a film because so much of the success of the play was all about interacting
It's
with the
very
audience.
fast-paced, yes.
And it was really like a presentational kind of show, so it'll be interesting to see how it works as a comedy. But Ollie, I'm into it. Make it.
And save the date for these off-Broadway awards.
We're talking about the Lucille Lortel Awards, which honors everything fabulous off Broadway.
Yeah.
Not on the Broadway, off the Broadway. They have a date set. It's
So not
May
the
5th.
CHER Show.
Not the
That's
CHER
on
Show.
Broadway.
That's on Broadway.
Broadway,
At the Neil Simon
off
Theater.
Broadway.
Get your tickets now.
Stomp. CHER Show. Happy
Right,
anniversary.
but it's usually the newer shows, not Stomp, which is celebrating its anniversary. Anyway, the ceremony, it's the 34th annual ceremony, and it will take place on May 5th at 7 o'clock at NYU's Skirball Center.
I love that word.
It is a good word, Skirball. I'll say it again for you, Skirball. There are some special honors, and I want to kind of get on my soapbox for a second. So they're going to honor Telsing Company, casting directors to the world, General Manager Terry Byrne, and posthumously Maria Irene Fornes, the mother of avant-garde theater. Yeah, I'm on my soapbox. The woman had 9 Obie Awards. She was a Pulitzer finalist. And if you don't know anything about her, because she's fascinating Cuban, there's a movie about her called The Rest I Make Up, and I highly recommend
What?
it.
Beth, you never mentioned that movie before. Will you wait till we're on air to recommend the movie?
Just go look at it. You can check it out.
You know what
It's
else is
really
good? The
interesting.
Godfather Part 2. Great movie.
Okay. We're looking for recommendations. There you go.
And this Tony winner is heading back to the small screen.
Who?
Who?
Could it be Nathan Lane?
It is!
So I got excited when I saw a headline saying Nathan Lane was going to be in City of Angels. I thought,
Oh my God.
never imagined that. That's amazing. I've been waiting for City of Angels to come back. It's
Not that,
one.
no.
It's Penny Dreadful : City of Angels.
That's a little
and
different.
also not the Meg Ryan, Nicolas Cage City of Angels. There's a bunch of
Listen,
people
it's a
of
very
certain
common
age know
title.
that rom-com.
It's a common title.
Rom-drom?
Dramedy.
Rom-drom.
Romedy.
Anyway, no. This is a new TV show. It's a sequel to Showtime's successful Penny Dreadful, which
Right.
Reed Carney was on.
Yes, he was.
Hattie LaPone was on that, too.
She was.
Nathan Lane will be in Penny Dreadful: City of Angels. This is cool. They're calling it a spiritual descendant of the original. So it's
You
not.
can do that in TV.
It's a sequel, sure. And it's set, I love the setting, 1938 LA. So it's going to be noir. That's fantastic. He's playing an LAPD officer, Louis Mishner. I'm into this. And we love Nathan Lane. We love him here.
yeah.
And he's, not only is he a 3-time Tony winner, and he, of course, won last year for Angels in America, he also has earned Emmy nominations for Frasier, Mad About You, Modern Family, and The Good Wife. So that's basically like a nomination every 4 years.
Every time he goes back
I mean,
to
it's like
TV.
every hit show in every decade. Nathan Lane. And he's currently in rehearsals for Gary, a sequel to Titus Andronicus. And we can't wait to see that too. More info on this show to come. I'm into it.
And get your ears ready because this Tony nominee is going to release a solo album.
We're talking about Max von Essen. He's on the road right now in falsetto.
He is. I want to go see that.
Yeah. Okay, so he's going to release a solo album entitled Call Me Old Fashioned, the Broadway Standard. Already I'm sold. Yeah.
Well, that's
Sounds
a classic.
perfect. Classic.
thing
He's
for it.
going to embrace his love of the golden age of Broadway and the American Songbook.
I feel like the classic, like Max von Essen when we first met him was Dance of the Vampires. Not
Yeah.
so classic.
No.
Then I think it's all because of American in
American in
Paris.
Paris.
Right? American in
Yeah.
Paris has rebranded.
Right,
Max
Evita
von
and American
Essen.
in Paris. Of course, he was our vlogger for an American in Paris. And what was the name of the
It
vlog?
was Call Me Old Fashioned.
It was called Swonderful.
See another
You're
old fashioned word.
You are welcome. Anyway, it is currently available for pre-order and will release on April 5th.
When is
or
his-
it will drop on April 5th, yes.
I love when you say drop.
love to say
When
it,
is
too.
his Jim Steinman album going to come out in honor of Dance of the Vampires?
I know you're watching, Max. We're just asking.
Make it. I'd listen.
And a Delta New legacy is on the way.
Aww. Hey, Laura Bundy, congratulations. Guess what? You're pregnant.
Surprise!
Probably already knew because you're like 6.5 months pregnant.
She's showing. Let's put it that way. She's showing she's aware.
But she announced it to the world yesterday. Tom Hinkle is her husband. They were married 2 years ago, and he's a producer-director. Of course, Laura Bell Bundy was in Legally Blonde, the musical, and Hairspray, and all sorts of crazy things. She's been here at this table. We adore her. The baby is due on May 31st, which means if it arrives 2 days early, it'll be the same birthday as me.
Oh, okay.
It's a
I know you-
Gemini.
And if it's late.
Congratulations. You're going to have a Gemini, and it's a baby boy. So
Oh.
congratulations. We're super excited for you guys.
There you go.
And cute baby mom. That was good.
So let me tell you what else is on the site.
Oh, yeah. What's on?
Because you want to know that right now. We have our third episode of our Be More Chill vlog with George
Hey, I'm
Salazar.
seeing Be More Chill tonight.
You are?
I'm trying to be chill.
You didn't even invite me. I'm not chill at all. We have photos from last night's Roundabout Gala honoring John Lithgow. Do you know how I learned how to pronounce his name?
Because I say it wrong and you always correct me.
That's right. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels cast album. Check it out. And a first look at Kate Baldwin and Bryce Pinkham in Superhero at Second Stage. So check that out.
What's another word you taught me how to say?
I'm not sure. We've known
Pulitzer.
each other. Pulitzer. Pulitzer.
prize.
Not Pulitzer.
Beth, help
Hey,
me with words.
Paul. I'll
out.
teach you some more tomorrow.
I've definitely extended my stay. Overextended my stay.
Thank you for your service. Caitlin,
Yes.
has it been this rowdy since I was gone? When
It's
all
been
I was gone?
fun. We've been having a good
Oh,
time.
good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Well, will you tell us a little bit more about our guest today?
Gladly, yes. We have Matthew Hydzik in the studio with us today. As we said previously, he's currently starring in The CHER Show as Greg Allman. We're so excited to have him here. He's previously been on Broadway in West Side Story, Grease, Sideshow, It Should Have Been You, a whole bunch of things. He also toured with the national companies of If Then and Flashdance. Follow him on social media at Matthew_Hydzik and leave all of your questions in the comments below. Please welcome Matthew and Beth.
Hi,
Thank you,
everybody.
Caitlin. Hey, Matthew.
So how did he say Lithgow?
Lithgow. It's Lithgow.
Lithgow. Okay.
Lithgow.
I'm glad I can educate
No,
the
this is
people.
good because you were just talking about Max, and I, for years, said Max von Essence
Oh, no.
until I worked with this
No.
lovely boyfriend. And my wife was like, "You can't keep calling him Max von Essence. It's
The
Max."
essence of Max von Essen.
Yeah, I think
That's
it's
like
a-
his perfume
I thought
line.
it was a cool name, but it was wrong, and I was wrong
And
for years.
speaking of last names that people can't pronounce, Hydzik.
Hydzik, yes.
Hydzik.
But I did
Hydzik.
find out that I met a very cool kid fresh off the boat from Poland, and he told me that my name should be pronounced Hydzik. But
Way to confuse the people, Matt.
Yeah.
Good job. Good
Thanks.
job. Hey.
Hey.
How's it going at the CHER Show?
it's pretty cool.
It's the greatest cast. It's like the nicest group of people, I have to say. And
Yeah.
I'm not there every day, but they seem like
Yeah,
so
that's
awesome.
that's the thing. Like, every time we get up and we talk about our cast, like, oh, the director's awesome, the cast is great, and everybody's wonderful, and everyone loves everyone. But I would say that like this cast in particular is incredible through and through. But I think mostly because we have great leadership.
Yeah.
Coming from like
Cher.
producer, director down, but mostly the three women that play
Yes. The
Cher
shares.
are just solid. They come in every day. They are just so smart, funny. They take their work seriously. They don't take themselves that seriously. They love being there, and they are doing heavy lifting. but they are just cool. So
you play Greg Allman.
I do.
But you like to call him Gregory.
Yeah, the people
me
closest
why.
to him called him Gregory.
They did?
Yeah,
Okay,
he
so I
hated,
wondered why.
He hated the name Greg Allman because he said it sounded like a cereal.
Greg
or like
Allman.
a product that you would like buy, like, 3 minutes left to get your Greg Allman,
So you call him Gregory too because you feel so close to him.
Yeah. I never got to meet him. He passed a year and
years
change ago,
Yeah.
2017. I just missed him. But I grew up playing his music. Ever since I was a little kid, I grew up with my brothers and my dad and my friends, and we played. I knew Live at Fillmore and Eat a Peach and Brothers and Sisters. I knew those albums like verbatim. So
you're a rambling man.
Yeah,
you were born so.
Yeah, I've been on 5 tours actually, so I have been a bit of a rambling man. Yeah.
All right. Well, now the CHER Show is filled with amazing wigs.
Yes.
But yours might be the best.
Well, there's the thing. I mean, there's giant afros. There's big, long, beaded dreads. There's.
Jared wears a wig on top of a wig.
Yeah.
But you can toss that blonde. It's a mane. It's a blonde mane. Let's talk about the toss.
I tell people I look like a blonde Sasquatch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of true.
Because Gregory he was very lanky and his arms were very long and he kind of had this lumbering thing and then he had a little bit of a limp and then that just kind of sends the hair waving in a certain way. But the wig
Look at him.
herself,
He just went into
she's
it.
got the wig's got a whole field of gravity around her. It's just.
Does she have a name? This wig?
I haven't named her yet. No.
Speaking of names,
Yeah.
This is a segue, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of names, if you follow Matthew on social media, you will know his dog, who is gorgeous.
Aww.
And what kind of dog is he again?
He's a Swiss Shepherd.
He's a Swiss Shepherd. He is a beautiful white dog.
Yeah.
And what is his name?
His name is Sunny, and it's a bit of a serendipitous tale. A couple months before I even knew that CHER Show was going to be a thing, this little puppy got rescued from Georgia, which, crazily enough, that's where Gregory made his home. He's from a suburb of Nashville originally, but he made Macon, Georgia his home. There was a little puppy that was rescued with his sister on the side of the road. They found in a box, and they brought him up to the city, and they got him adopted by me, and they named the puppies Sunny and Cher.
You didn't name the puppy
I
Sunny
did
and
not
Cher.
name the no.
It came pre-named.
Yeah.
So it was destiny.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
So we got Sunny. He's
You
an
got Sunny.
85-pound puppy now.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
So beautiful. So let's talk about your background a little bit.
Sure.
You've been on Broadway for a while, but before that, you're from
Pittsburgh.
Yeah. When did you start acting?
Started acting probably like around 5th grade. My mom was an elementary school teacher, and she started the drama club, the first drama club at the elementary school. And
Was she a performer before she was a teacher?
No. My mom was a type of teacher that that was her calling. Like she had for Christmas, she asked her parents for a chalkboard so she could teach her brothers lessons. Which she's still teaching them lessons, by the way. But so that.
Wait, didn't you have your mother as a teacher though?
I did. She was my 5th grade math teacher.
Is that allowed? Is that
I got a C.
She didn't help you with your homework.
She was very fair. No, she helped me, but I had to help myself. Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't help you enough.
I went into theater.
Yeah, so your mother gave you a C. That must have been weird though. Did you call her mom or did you?
I called her mom in class.
You did. You did say Mrs. Hydzik.
Yeah, I called my mom. Can I go to the bathroom? No, sit there, Matt. Okay.
No special privileges.
No.
She's tough.
She's a fair woman.
So anyway, so you started acting, and what sort of productions did you do as a youngster?
Oh, my first one? My first one was called Of Mites and Mozart. I was the...
I don't know that. It must be a classic.
It's a classic, yeah. It's an old piece. It's an old Russian theater piece. I played a mouse that lived under the floorboards of Mozart's chamber where he played music. So that was my very first
Did you have a wig?
role. I didn't have a wig.
Was it flowing?
I
No.
didn't have a wig, but I had flowing hair then. I had sort of longish hair. Yeah.
And from there, you were bitten by the bug, and you just had to keep
Just
pursuing
bitten by
it.
the mouse or the bug. Yeah. Yeah. And so from there, it's great. My dad worked at CMU for 30 years, and so there's a lot of teachers.
Carnegie Mellon University, ladies and gentlemen.
So there's a lot of teachers that taught there that also taught at the Public and the Bentham and the Byam, and so I took classes during the week and during weekends. And
You couldn't get away from it.
No, I didn't want to get away from
That's
it.
good.
It was a great way to meet other people from other schools that were interested in, what you liked. It was like going to Hogwarts. You could go meet people that were, non-muggles.
I love that.
Yeah. And
Hogwarts for theater.
yeah.
We do have our own language and
God,
magic tricks and
Yeah.
stuff. So It makes sense.
And party
it
tricks.
Works. And party tricks. We'll get to that later. So I know that you all have questions. I'm watching Caitlin scroll and scroll. So let's get to some of those questions.
Yes. Okay. So first question is Tina. Tina says, "How do you prepare for a two-show day?"
Oh, great. This I was asked this question at Comic-Con. We did a panel. It was a great panel, and somebody asked a very similar question to this, and I said, Steph. I got this.
Oh, okay.
I'm in about a half an hour of the show in the second act, so it's really
You
hard.
roll
And
in with your coffee.
Stephanie stood up and she said, "F you," and everyone just died laughing. I prepare. Honestly, I prepare. I have a turntable in my dressing room.
Mm-hmm.
I have all of my favorite Allman Brothers albums.
Awesome.
I usually play something, an Allman Brothers song or a side of an album. Or some artists that they loved, like some Jackie Wilson or some Patti LaBelle or some
you have
B.B.
LPs
King.
in your
Yeah,
all LPs.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm sort of a record collector because I started off just collecting the records that my parents had in their chest, and a lot of them were musical theater. That's one.
What albums did you listen to as a kid?
Oh God. Well, for the first time I ever heard like a musical theater album, my parents had Jesus Christ Superstar.
Mm-hmm.
They had Hair. They had Godspell, and
They love those rock musicals.
Gotcha. and West Side Story.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us back to something that you did. You were Tony.
Yeah.
In West Side Story. That's when I first saw you. And what a production, because Arthur Lawrence was the director.
R.I.P. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
tell me
we got
about
to
that.
learn it from the horse's mouth. It was a wonderful production. I was blessed. I got to play the role for a year and 1 month. And
Wow.
it was like all great things great experiences in our lives. It was beautiful and it was wonderful and it was scary. It was difficult and it was rewarding. I remember though, when it closed, it was snowing outside, and it just had this sign that said "Thank you, West Side Story." And my wife took a picture of me, and I was standing in front of it. And I remember I had like this look of just joy, but also just like I looked like I had been rumbling for a year, and I was. And so that's what that experience was like. But going back to working with Arthur was fantastic.
Well, the creators were involved, so you got to see. I assume Stephen Sondheim was.
No,
there once in a
Sondheim
while?
really wasn't there. I got to meet him when we were auditioning,
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, but he doesn't like to sit around and wait,
Right.
In, like with actors milling around, because that's just going to be kind of a, sticky situation for him. But we didn't really work with Stephen that much, but Arthur was present a lot.
Sure.
Yeah, and it's really great because it was his opportunity to put his stamp on it, do what he wanted to do, because Jerry always directed it.
Right.
He always directed it, and so it was an opportunity for Arthur to take something. And something Arthur told me, like, if you're going to revive something, there's only 2 reasons to do that. Number 1, it's good, and number 2,
Sure.
to do it different.
Right.
Different is always better. Not to, and that's why I'm excited about this revival that's coming up at the end of the year. I'm excited for the movie because they're going to do it differently. It needs to be done differently to
That's exciting.
new audiences.
All right. Well, we didn't finish answering the question. I know you got more questions, but
Yes.
your 2-show day. So
Yeah.
you listen to some Allman-esque music.
Right.
And what else do you do?
I play guitar.
Oh,
So
okay.
I usually play through the guitar isn't mic'd in the show, so I'm just miming it. But
But you really play.
Yeah, so I'll play through the songs, and then I'll usually pick like a rhythm and blues song of the day to sing through, because when Gregory and Dwayne started off, his older brother, they had many bands, namely like the Almond Joys. When they put that band together, that was really influenced by Otis Redding, Jackie Wilson. I mean, all these really amazing rhythm and blues artists at the time. So I listen to that sound, and I try to get that in my voice, try to get that in my bones, because the songs that I sing in the show, some of them weren't even some of those weren't even recorded by Gregory. He wrote them and he played piano, but he sang, and also one of their lead guitarists, Dickie Betts, sang.
Right.
So I sing Rambling Man, but the Rambling Man that everyone hears
It's
on
not
the
Greg
radio
Allman,
is
yeah.
Dickie. It's not
Right.
Gregory. So I sing it the way Gregory would sing it. And Daryl Waters, who did our arrangements, is incredible. And so he really wanted to put that rhythm and blues aspect into those songs.
That's
And so
amazing.
that's what I try to honor. I'm trying not to impersonate it. I'm trying to...
That's true of everyone in the Cher Show. You get their voices, you get the essence, the
Yeah.
Max von Essence, if you will. But
Shout out to Max.
it's not an impersonation show like you would. That's not what the Cher Show is all about.
Right. Yeah. This role means a lot to me because I don't think anybody's ever portrayed him yet. There's the film Almost Famous was based off of a summer that Cameron Crowe spent with the Elmer Brothers. So the characters are based off of that, but the likenesses are sort of changed up. But I'm pretty sure that I'm the first person to portray him on stage or just in general.
Did you have a moment with Cher when she was around?
I had a lot of moments. Yeah, had a lot of moments.
Do you want to share anything? Do you want to
She
share
was-
anything about Cher? What she said to you about it?
Yeah, she. Well, the first time she came to see the show was in Chicago, and she was sitting with Bob Mackey in the back, and they usually sit in the back by the sound booth so they can jet whenever they need to.
Makes sense.
I came out, and she was sitting with her sunglasses and a hat on, and Bob told me this after the show because I didn't get a chance to talk to her yet. But she goes, "Oh," and said a expletive and popped up, and she said, "Sit." He said, "Sit down," and she said, "How does he know that? How does he know that he had a limp?"
Oh.
And so I got to talk to her about that. She's like, "How did?" She goes, "How did you know? How'd you know?" I'm like, "Well, I said, like I told you before, I grew up playing his music. Like I grew up a true fan, so I had that sound in my ear, in my brains, in my bones." I said, "But the voice, I had to slow down because I don't know if you can tell, I'm a fast talker.
Yeah.
So I had to slow that down. But he had a very specific walk. It was like." The blonde Sasquatch I was talking about before, where he sort of leans back, leads with his hips, arms swing, had a bit of a limp. I mean, he always
Well,
had
if
a
Cher
limp.
recognized it, then you're doing it. That's all. That's the only review you need.
Yeah, that's, oh my God, right?
You're all set.
Yeah, so we got to talk a little bit after that. Just when we got to New York, she was around a lot. She was hanging around with the girls, and we would just hang with her in the audience while we're rehearsing and talk, and she'd tell stories, and she's a really great storyteller. She's
That's
a really
awesome.
great story. She's
What a
got
great
some
experience for
good
you.
ones.
I can't wait for Cher to come on live at 5. How do you feel about
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
I'll talk to
Yep.
Will you
Yeah.
work on that for us?
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. All right, we're going to take one more question because we got to go.
Last question. Samara says, "What's your favorite costume you wear in the show? And if you could trade costumes with any of the Chers, which one would you want to wear?"
Brilliant question. My favorite costume that I wear in the show is a Bob Mackie original. All my costumes are Bob Mackie, but it's this. It's all basically one piece suede. It's like a crushed brown suede that has like these. It's all.
It couldn't be more
stitched and-
70s.
No, you couldn't. The stovepipe pants, which means that
And
it's
a
like
big
really
collar.
tight around like the thighs, and then it goes out to a bell bottoms with these beautiful suede boots and this giant collar that kind of comes out. It's just when you put it on, it's
Sasquatch
just
lives.
yeah. I mean, just being gloved by crushed suede made by Bob. That's made for you. You feel 12 feet tall. You walk out and you're just like, yeah. This is
It
something.
works. That works.
And if I could trade, I'd probably trade. I don't think I got the body for it, but
you know, there's a lot of,
does it have to be one of
body
Cher's
bearing.
costumes or
can
just
be
in
any
general?
costume.
anything you want.
I don't think I have the body for it, but I think I would probably be Tori Ann in our show comes out as in this beautiful Native American headdress. Yeah. I think I think I could pull that off in certain clubs. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. We're going to get going, unfortunately, because I could talk to you forever.
Well,
You're
yeah,
so
let's get some coffee.
interesting. Yeah, we're going to go hang out.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Go see the Cher Show at the Neil Simon Theater.
Yep.
And check out Matthew's social media so you can meet Sunny,
Yeah.
the dog.
He's a sweetheart.
It's worth it. It's worth it. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Caitlin, will you take us on out?
Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 every single day on Facebook. You can listen to us as a podcast wherever you get your podcasts by searching for #live@5 and hitting that subscribe button. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. We talk to Jim Walton ahead of Come From Away's 2nd anniversary on Broadway.